Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Delaware Park here on Saturday. It's the 1st July 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Delaware, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Some great action on both sides of the pond, so hopefully you check that out. But let's look at the stakes action here from Delaware here on Delaware Oaks Day. We're going to look at races 4, 7, and 8. So let's get to it right now. The fourth race, it's the Alapocas Run Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 9 horses, going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the main track. Gonna take the 6-horse Run Classic. I'm gonna go 6-4-1-3 in the superfecta. 6-4-1-3 Super, top selection 6-horse Run Classic. This 5-year-old horse by Run Happy here. Jose D'Angelo trains. Dylan Davis comes in from New York to ride this one. The horse's most recent outing came under the previous care of Brett Calhoun at Churchill, 4th of May, 7 furlongs, an optional 100 claimer, and he dead heated for the victory, winning by 4 3/4 lengths that day. He basically stalked that day. It was a little bit wide, but they were grinding it out to the wire, and he got the job done. A very good, gritty performance that day, holding on, or, dead heating that day. Coming here to stakes quality horses off some decent runs, not the world's toughest stakes race. I think he could run a good race and improve here today. 2 back, he ran the 8th of April, Keeneland, 7 furlongs in the Grade 3 Commonwealth, and he finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths that day, and he just, he had speed early on, but then just kind of crumbled. I do think he was facing a lot tougher horses. The Commonwealth this year could have been a Grade 2 or a Grade 1 with the quality they saw there. And then around 2 turns in the mine shaft at Fairgrounds, mile 16th, 18th of February. He finished 3rd by 1 1/4 lengths. He stalked, he had the lead, and then he just kind of hit the wall. He's not a 2-turn horse. They tried him in the Louisiana Stakes before that, where he finished 4th, never getting a good trip hitting the wall there. And then right before Christmas at Oaklawn in the Tinsel, he finished 4th again. Just not keeping up there. When he runs around one turn, he really shows up like he did on the 16th of October of last year at Keeneland. About 7 furlongs, an optional 80 claimer. Won by 8 1/4 lengths, coming home with a 105 buyer. He closed up from nowhere, stupidly wide, but that was a very good performance. He actually won his previous race, first race in a year and a half at Churchill, going 6 furlongs in the lounge race. Winning by 3/4 lengths, stupidly wide, but it was still a very good run there for being his first start since the Louisiana Derby of 2021, where he finished 8th, never getting a good trip. But, back to 1 turn where he wants to do at 2-1, he's a very likely winner. Multi-race scenario, I would single him. But to recap my selection for the 4th from Delaware, it's the Alapocas Run. Going to take the 6-horse Run Classic, 6-4-1-3 Super. Let's single the 6 in the multi-race. So we're going to head over to race number 7 from Delaware. It's a race that's always exciting, and hopefully in the next few years, if they get a good quality group again, maybe they can make this race a Grade 2. But the 7th race, it's the Robert G. Dick Memorial. It's a Grade 3 event going for a $250,000 purse. Race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses going to the turf course, the distance of ground of 2,200 meters, or mile 3/8 on the Delaware turf course. Hopefully they run this race on the turf course. I've noticed in the Mid-Atlantic the last few weeks or so, a lot of these races have been getting rained off the turf, but hopefully they can run at least this one because it's going to be an exciting one. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 9-horse Villaggio as a top selection. 9-3-7-1 in the superfecta. 9-3-7-1 super. Top selection 9-horse Villaggio. This 4-year-old filly by Caravaggio. Brendan Walsh trains. Fergal Lynch gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 29th of May at Santa Anita, a mile and 8th in the Grade 1 Gamely, and the horse finished 4th by 2 1/4 lengths that day. He just kind of stalked and needed something more that day. She didn't run half bad, but she just needed something more. Coming back east, a little given the ground should suit her well, a little stronger pace. I think she could run her a good race to find the winner's circle here today. 2 back, she ran 21st of April, Keeneland, a mile 16th in Lounge race, 89,000. Her stateside debut, she won by an X. She stalked, she got the lead, she quickened up, and she got the job done. A very good performance. Prior to that, she ran the Curra last summer, 27th of August under the care of Jessica Harrington, a mile and 8th in the Group 3 Snow Ferry Stakes. She won by 2 1/4 lengths, and again, she stalked, she got to the front end, she grinded it out. When the horse, the horse she was grinding it out kind of hit the wall late, she took off clear, spurred away. A very, very good run. She's going to the mile 3/8 for the first time, but she's training well. I think off of her, she's not particularly bred for a mile 3/8, but she wants to go looking off her form. I'm going to give her a shot to run a good race here today. I think your second likeliest winner here is a 3-horse, Lovely Princess for Kenneth McPeak and Paco Lopez. Most recently in the Crotonic Churchill, mile and a half on the 27th of May, the horse went second by a length, and she stalked. She got the lead. She caught late by Miss Yearwood, but this horse, she ran her heart out that day in the front end. Prior to that, in late April, at Keeneland, a mile and eighth in the Lowndes race, she won by half a length, and again from a tracking trip, came home with an 85 buyer. A definite good race there. And then late November at Churchill, mile 16th in the Mrs. Revere, she finished fourth by 2 1/4 lengths that day. And, she just needed something more. Also, a better trip should have suited her well. But I think another horse going to a longer trip should, that's something she's been crying out for. She nearly won going with last time out. At 6-1, I'll give her a shot on the ticket. She could definitely win here. And also the motion horse, the 7-horse Soprana Basilia, ran in the Gallarette where the horse placed from nowhere. A very good race off the bench. And then some of the races in Italy, could definitely win against these horses here. She's also a horse that can handle given the ground if there would be one. At 6-1, I'll use her in this very wide open co-feature. But to recount my selection for the 7 from Delaware, it's the Robert G. Dick Memorial. Gonna take the 9-horse Veraggio as a top selection. Give kudos to the 3-horse Lovely Princess and the 7-horse Sofrana Basilia. It's 9-3-7-1 Super, 9-3-7 in your multi-race. So let's head over to race number 8 now from Delaware, which is the Delaware Oaks. It's a grade 3 event going for a $300,000 purse race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 10 horses going 1,700 meters or a mile 16th on the main track. My top selection here, I'm going to take the 4-horse Fireline. I'm going to go 4-6-8-2 in the superfecta. 4-6-8-2 Super, top selection 4-horse Fireline, 3-year-old filly by Arrogate here, Chad Brown trains, Dylan Davis gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came 6 weeks ago on the 18th of May at Belmont, 1 mile allowance race for our allowance optional 50 claimer, and the horse won by 1 1/4 lengths. Seasonal reappearance. The horse had a dream trip. She stalked, she quickened up nice in the front end, and she went away with it. 95 cents a dollar. Everybody knew she was going to win that day, and she did just that. Coming here to stakes quality horse for the first time and 2 turns for the first time shouldn't be a problem. She's bred for it. She has some forwardly pace, which should suit her well. I expect her to really improve off that run. Her buyers have definitely been improving. She ran the 4th of November prior to that at Aqueduct, 1 mile in the main special weight, 85,000, and she got the job done, winning by a baker's dozen that day. She stalked, she got to the front end, and then she took off clear. A very, very good run. Keep in mind, the next start, the second place finisher was the next start winner, but this horse, she destroyed the group of horses home. A very easy run there, and then debut on the slop at Aqueduct, 6.5 in the main special weight. She finished 5th by 17 1/4 lengths that day. She didn't break well, which cost her. She didn't like the kickback, and she just was never comfortable behind horses. She does her better running closer to the pace. She's going to get closer to the pace today if she breaks well. 7-2, I'm going to use her. You can't throw out the 6-horse Promise Her America for Ray Handel and Jorge Vargas. Most recently in the Kentucky Derby, she beat nobody home. She just kind of, didn't break so well and just never was really comfortable. But she ran her heart out in the Gazelle, closing up from a tracking trip. That was a very good performance there, and then broke her main before that in February at Aqueduct quite nicely. She's running decently. Her buyers could definitely win here. At 5-1, I'll give her a shot on the ticket. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Delaware, it's Delaware Oaks. Going to take the 4-horse Fireline. Give kudos to the 6-horse Promise Her America. 4-6-8-2 Super. 4-6 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.